Welcome back to the CEO Show. I'm Sheila Harrison, your host. I'm also the publisher of the Houston Business Guide, your access to Houston's top executives. Visit our website, houstonbusinessguide.com, and figure out how we can help you build your company. Today, my guest is Erica O'Grady, and we've been talking about social media and its importance. And just before the break, you were going to give us a list of...
Talk a little bit about how ego plays a role.
Yeah. Talk about how ego plays a role in blogging and how you get more traffic to your blog,
Sure.
right?
So not just your blog, but any social network, you'll see the ones that are winning are the ones that are giving you kind of that incremental reinforcement that you'd see with lab rats, which it's almost addicting.
Yeah.
Twitter is probably the best example of that, but Facebook does it too. And part of that is that you want that instantaneous interaction. So you post a blog post and people come along and they comment and it makes you feel good. Or somebody links to your blog post on some social network and it makes you feel good. Or you're on Facebook and somebody says something nice about you or says they're a fan of something and you go check it out and you become a fan too and you feel like you're part of something. Mm-hmm. And so all these kind of psychological emotions and motivations are all intertwined in social media. And that's what social media is. It's understanding people's psychological motivations. I never thought I'd use what was going to be my degree, but it turns out that social media is where psychology and sociology meet technology.
Well, it's so funny. When the internet was first born and people were talking over the internet, the common opinion was this is going to destroy social relationships because you don't have to be personal anymore.
Sure.
You don't have to get on the phone anymore. But now it's almost like social media gets you back to hand-holding with people.
And it changes marketing too.
Yeah.
So the way that marketing and PR works doesn't work anymore, and especially in our world. There's that, my friend Tara Hunt, who wrote a book called The Woofy Factor, it's about social capital, comes out in April of next year. She says it's all about turning the bullhorn around. We've gone from having these messages where people are, if you've seen Mad Men, doing these large campaigns where they're trying to trick you and get you to buy something and motivate you in different ways, drawing out your emotions. It's manipulation.
Yeah.
It's not that way anymore because we're so savvy as consumers that when you start to market to me, I immediately tune you out. I'm not listening anymore. Yeah. I'm not listening. And that's it. We skip advertisements on TV. We skip advertisements on the radio because we're listening to XM radio or Sirius radio or whatever we're listening to. We don't read newspapers anymore because we get our content online and we skip the ads online. And so how do you reach me when I'm not interested in being marketed to? I don't want a monologue anymore. I want a dialogue. I deserve conversation. I want to talk about a product. I don't want you to tell me what to think about a product. I want to make my own opinion. I want you to listen to what I have to say about your product or service. And where am I going to get my information from? Where have I always really gotten my information from? My friends.
Yeah.
It's my friends that I trust. And if my friend recommends a product, then I'm going to be 9 times more likely to buy it than if you send me a direct mail piece or something like that. And so that's really what happens is 100 years ago, if you grew up in a small town in America and you moved from one small town to another small town and you were new, it was your first day there and your name's John, and you ran into this guy named Frank and you needed to go to a butcher, you'd say to Frank, so who's the best butcher in town? He might say, well, Ernest is the best butcher in town, but don't go to Sal because Sal will give you a cruddy deal. And if you go to see Ernest, tell him Frank sent you and he'll hook you up. And that's what's happening online every day in these conversations. But it's not just happening online with people, it's coming offline because those online relationships are becoming solidified. People are getting to know each other and they're working hard to develop offline relationships that prosper and are collaborative. Part of living in Houston and part of what I love about being in Houston is that in this city we believe in 3 things. And I'm going to quote Ed Schipple, who's my mentor.
Yeah.
The first thing we believe in is we believe in abundance. Mostly as business owners, we believe there's more work out there for any of us ever to do on our own.
Exactly.
And I love that idea.
So you don't need to squash your competition. Work with them.
Absolutely. So that's the first thing. The second thing we believe in is that credit is infinitely divisible. That means that no one has to take all the credit for one thing. We can divide it. We can keep dividing it and keep dividing it. And then the third thing is what you just said, which is that we believe in co-opetition.
Co-opetition.
Collaborative competition.
Right.
The idea that, yes, you are my competition. And so just in my little circle, my mentor is Ed Schipple. He's one of my direct competitors. My best friend is Kelsey Ruger, who is the vice president of Pop Labs. They were one of my direct competitors. I'm good friends with Steve Latham over at Spur Interactive. Again, one of my competitors. They are all my friends. We hang out all the time. We go to parties together.
And you probably
we talk
work
on,
on
phone,
projects
and
together.
we work on projects together. And we refer each other. And here I am sitting here telling you how wonderful they are. And they are my direct competition. And that is an idea that you don't see in every community in America.
Right.
And that's why Houston is so powerful.
It is.
And so you have that going for you.